So last week I did a video about Charlemagne sticking up for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and some people got in their feelings about it because they felt like, I was saying that Charlemagne was a good guy and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't think he's a terrible guy, but I think he does a lot of sand dancing for the man. But this particular video I am going to talk about, we're going to take him to task again because he's been taking the task quite a bit on this channel. But anyway, I digress. Larry Elder, who is a conservative talk show host and who also ran for the governor of California and is now running for the presidency of the United States on the GOP side, he visited the Breakfast Club to have a conversation with them. And during that conversation, Charlemagne asked Larry, have you heard of the N-word wake-up call? And this is how that conversation went.
No. It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever had
Well,
any of those?
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigger wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains.
So as you heard there, Larry Elders broke out the razor blades and the lemon juice on Charlemagne the God and basically said, hold on, homie, you let Joe Biden tell you as a black man and everybody else that's black, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He said what you should have told him was, how dare you as a white man tell me as a black man how to think. Now, later on in that interview, Larry went on to talk about the things that Joe Biden has done to actually harm black people. See, he gave you an N-word wake-up call. Don't try to come to me. Now, listen, Larry Elders does a lot of sand dancing for the man, too. I think him and Charlemagne is probably not as bad, but Larry Elders, he does a lot. But for him to take mastery over that question and basically says, listen, little boy, don't you ever insult me as long as you allow Joe Biden to talk to you like that and you didn't check him. Don't you ever feel froggy enough to speak to me in those terms at all. And you know what? As much as I take Larry Elder to task, I agree with him 100%. And I thought it was perfect the way he handled Charlemagne to the point where Charlemagne says, oh, you're right. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, I probably should have said that. So he let him know, you get your moral compass in check before you come talking to me about an N-word wake-up call. So y'all got to go check out the rest of the interview on the Breakfast Club. But, Larry Elders did what most of us wish that we were there to do, and that was put Joe Biden in check. Don't you ever tell us what we are or not, whether we vote for you. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of this. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
Yeah. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had a bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
How rap turned bad, I never know. I remember Ozone and Turbo and Curtis Blow solo singing. These are the breaks. The first time I heard a Too Short tape. Controversy on where it started and what state. In '88, I watched it elevate. It got so large that corporate America made it circulate. Now thanks to that, it's money in gangsta rap. Try to eliminate vinyl, man, these motherfuckers done snap. I feel like that was direct blow, aimed toward the ghetto. They don't fucking rock and roll, it's like taking guitars out of heavy metal. And I ain't gonna settle for that, so I keep my shit waxed. For my hip hop heads and my turntable and crate cats. Down to keep it underground, without the railroad. 100 million copies made, that's 100 million copies sold. So fuck platinum and gold. I'm on some next level, yo. Make the scientists add an element to the periodical. I'm Christopher Columbus, I'm unchartable. Until I hit land, the dirtiest nigga around. Eat salt, shit black sand. And I ain't a liar, I do it for the money and the fans and the power that I feel. When the mic's in my hands, it be like
Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Yo, push the envelope, raise prices up and down like ski slopes. Ghetto wishes and lost hopes. Move past the slow poke, selling chopped up soap. I parlay amongst my people, I parlay amongst my folks. Spitting hip hop quotes. This rap life, this street life ain't no motherfucking joke. I'm daily dreaming about 30,000 dedicated fans. Real life one-man bands, DJ speaking with his hand. But on the other hand, we splurge grands. Rolling in a full-size Chevy conversion van. Thinking up power moves, schemes and scams. And how can we make these G's expand? My next plan, credit card schemes and scan. Triple beams and grams. Before this thing called hip-hop, I take a firm
it's time to
stand.
make a statement. I'm trying to be your man when boys is trying to be complacent. My motivation is to inspire innovation. Without hesitation, we pioneers in this situation. Real MCs are chosen to create messages spoken. Hip-hop's a way of life that can't be taken from a joking. Now through it all, I stand and pledge my devotion. Let my words soothe the world like tough skin and lotion. Lessons of life are vitamins again and again. Stress up my shoulders through the weed and the pen. I holds my head up, walking through doors of the setup. Cause niggas wait for niggas to fall, that's how they place their bet up. I'm not afraid, since hip-hop needs an upgrade. It's time to be the Grand Marshal of the ticker tape parade. I try to say what most won't, and do what most don't. Stop thinking that I can't, and stop saying that I ain't. I dare to be different, yo, that's part of being gifted. They charge room large, make sure my people is uplifted. I push for the realness, till God decide to end it. The mid mess my domain, so I ride out independent. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? And take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
We are the Real Bravado Network, and we address Black relationships from an image perspective. Image impacts and influences your life and life experiences. It also determines how you are treated and influence how people interact with you. Image is the reputation that you are known for, which includes your behaviors, your character, and your appearance. There's nothing more damaged than the image of the Black man in America. The Real Bravado Network's next phase of development with our live stream, Have the Conversation, will focus on his image. The Real Bravado Network will be asking, how can a Black man be a leader of his community and home when the vast majority of Black men have never been led? Leadership is taught and a skill that needs coaching, development, and refinement. Over the next few months, we will complete a forensic examination of his image. Please join the Real Bravado Network on YouTube, but we dare to be the bold, not silent.
Look, man, I know you done learned a whole mess of shit hustling out on the street, right? Let me tell you what I learned while working on my job.
Thank you.
There are two types of people. Those that talk the talk and those that walk the walk. People who walk the walk, they sometimes talk the talk. But most of the time, they don't talk at all because they're walking. Now, people who talk the talk, when it come time for them to walk, you want to know what they do?
What's that?
They talk people like me in the walking form.
Look, I'm just... king, 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 king. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all this prize, item to my kingdom. Shout out to my parents for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds. I'm a lion on the surge, always pushing to the edge.
My name is, we are the Real Bravado Network, adjusted RBN, where we over here address black people issues, especially the issues that keep black folk from being together. Absolutely. And my name is TJ, and I am your facilitator on this journey. Thank you for joining me for day 2. This is going to be a very interesting stream today. Very, very interesting stream. But before we get going, do me a huge favor, everybody.
Acknowledge me.
That's right. Acknowledge the Real Bravado Network. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Doing these 3 to 4 days a week streams really helped us get to our goal. Everybody, welcome to your afternoon coffee break. And I think we got an interesting one today. You know, those that walk the walk and talk the talk. You know, hold on a second. Before I get into it.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the...
All right. Thank you to 3D Radio for getting us started out today with the $5 super chat. Hold on, I'm not gonna forget because I owe you something with that $5. All right, hustle and flow. That's what's up. Yes, I threw that in there because it really fits into what we're going to be talking about today. And before we get going, please, let me
talk to you.
Yeah, let me talk to you real quick. You know, one of the things that I talked about yesterday was the fact that, you know, we don't really ever do anything about anything. We complain all the time about stuff. And trust and believe, I complain. And there's not a whole lot wrong with complaining if you actually get up and do something about it. But one of the things that I have found very, very interesting, well, let me tell you a quick story. I remember I was working and I had this, my initial career was in social services or working for nonprofits. And anybody who work in like the nonprofit sector understands that your job is only as secure as your funding. whether that be grant funding, federal funding funding from the federal, state, or local level, or whatever. In your job, your agency really thrives on the backs of who's in power and what their priorities are. So I was working for this organization and have been there for a long time. And then there was a shift. There was a shift in the political structure, and there was a shift in the priorities, and then there was resources that were being pulled back. And during that time, me and my entire team were let go because the project that we had been working in, that the agency had for 10 years, the county had cut the funding because the priorities had shifted. So they cut the funding. And so I was very, of course, that's kind of devastating after being in such a stable situation for a long time to have all of a sudden, 30 people without employment. And it sucked, and you complained about it, but at the time I had a home, I had a wife, I didn't have any children at the time, but there's still responsibilities there. So what I did in the meantime, and the economy, the employment outlook at that time wasn't all that great either. So it was a really bad time to go and get and not have a job. So what I end up doing, because I did something that I think a lot of people wouldn't do. You're talking about a guy who has a grad degree, had kind of ascended up the quote unquote ladder in his organization. I was ahead of my department or my program, and I still had a mortgage, still had a woman to take care of, a wife. She worked, but the way I'm built, that's great that she worked, but I felt like it was primarily my responsibility to keep what she was accustomed to going. So I ended up doing a few things. One, I had a muscle car that I had restored. I sold it. I sold it for pennies. I sold that sucker for, and it was nice. The car was probably worth about $19,000 fully restored. It wasn't like one of the most sought after muscle cars, but it was a muscle car. I sold that sucker for about, I think, $8,000 or $9,000. And then on top of that, I took a job delivering parts for AutoZone. And that particular job paid about, I think it was either $6.25 or $6.75 an hour. Do you know how humiliating for someone who has a dual grad degree to go from earning, at that time, $75K was a lot of money, especially in in the nonprofit world. That's a lot of money for a salary. And I'm going from earning that to earning about, let's just say, $6.50 an hour. And it wasn't full time. It was like 25 hours a week. And, and delivering auto parts to, repair shops. That was a very humbling experience. And at times very humiliating, it seemed, for me. Going to work, doing the only job I could get with all my years of service, with my experience, the only job I can get right then and there was a job delivering parts for basically $6.50 an hour. I didn't complain about it. It didn't really do a lot for my home. I mean, it kept me with some gas money, some grocery money. Most of the money I had was whatever I had saved, and the money I had from selling my prized muscle car that I was and to this was back in 2008. I have not replaced that or got another one. I've not been in a position to get another one. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not willing at this point to put in to reinvest the resources into, and I don't want to just go buy one. I want to build one. For a man, there's a lot of joy in building it. So when I talk to people about putting together a plan, executing a plan, setting your pride aside, doing the things that you need to do, I'm not talking about it from a theoretical standpoint. I'm talking about it from a point of view of having done this before. And you know, so I know what I'm talking about. The other thing that I want to talk to you, but that I want to kind of piggyback on with that is we sit around a lot of times and we always talk about a solution, a solution, a solution. We're out here on these platforms talking about, complaining about the problem, but there are no solutions. Well, for Black folk, somebody stepped up and provided a solution, or at least an attempt to a solution. Let me do something real quick. I want to hold on a second, y'all. I want to play this again. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on a second. I want to play this again.
Nation of his image. Please join the Real Bravado Network on YouTube, but we dare to be the bold, not silent.
Look, man, I know you done learned a whole mess of shit hustling out on the street, right? Let me tell you what I learned while working on my job.
Thank you.
There are two types of people. Those that talk the talk and those that walk the walk. People who walk the walk, they sometimes talk the talk, but most of the time they don't talk at all because they're walking. Now, people who talk the talk, when it come time for them to walk, you want to know what they do?
What's that?
They talk people like me into walking form. Look, I'm just...
They talk people like me into walking form. We got a lot of people out here who do a lot of talking and no walking. Ice Cube came out with his plan for America, for Black America. And the reaction that this brother got was absolutely despicable. So we're going to cover that today. We're going to cover the reaction to those that walk the walk and versus those that talk the talk. And of course, these platforms are supposed to be entertainment, information, talking platforms, but providing nothing. But what we do over here is address the issues. And so one of the issues is the fact that we're going to look at two people. And this is a lesson also in what is another issue that is wrong with us. We cannot have a disagreement with each other. We can have Black folk. We will disagree with each other, not like something somebody said, not agree with the platform, not agree with what that person's done, and then have nothing to do with them because of a simple, innocent disagreement. And then we'll complain about the person who tries to set forth out a plan. The plan might not be perfect, but if all you're doing is talking and complaining and not setting forth a plan or action or a resolution, then what are you doing? Let's get into it.
After black person after black person after black person, black person after black person after black person after black person ruin themselves on the altar of Trump with nothing in return, and Ice Cube is the latest one.
I care about
D.L. Hughley. I'm going to play that one more time before I get into
black person after black person after black person after black person ruin themselves on the altar of Trump with nothing in return, and Ice Cube is the latest one.
I'm a big fan of Ice Cube and D.L. Hughley. Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Fame tight end, used to get on TV and say all the time, two things can be true. You could have two opposing opinions or two opposing perspectives, and they're both be true. So as much as I like D.L. Hughley as a stand-up, and sometimes I really like his social commentary, DL is dead ass wrong for this one. black person after black person after black person after black person after black person went to Donald Trump, and it came back empty-handed. They went. They actually got up and went. Now, it took me a while to understand that perspective because I had D.L. Hughley's perspective at the beginning of the Trump administration. About, that no one should have anything to do with Donald Trump. And I did not vote for Donald Trump, will never vote for Donald Trump, but I don't have this hatred towards Donald Trump. Donald Trump is what he is. But when you are in when there's somebody in a position of power and influence and your folks need something, unfortunately, you have to go to the power structure. Even if that power structure is not aligned with your people's view. How did you think we got the Civil Rights Act passed? You think Lyndon Johnson used to sit around the White House calling us niggas left and right? He didn't care nothing about us. What if Martin Luther King and the other people of that civil rights era that constantly met with him, that was constantly in his face, what if they just took the approach, well, they kept getting turned around by him, kept getting denied, but they kept going, They kept going. D.L. Hughley is dead wrong for that perspective. It doesn't do anything for us. All he's doing is just talking the talk. Talking the talk.
I care about what's in this contract with Black America for women, and it's not, we're not mentioned at all in the contract with Black America. And I want to know.
I mean, when you mention Black people, you mentioning Black women. So don't count yourself
no,
out. Yes,
that's not true.
This entire, I have yet to watch the entire. I've have yet to be, and I have to admit, there are times as a man, we're supposed to be stoic and not emotional. Okay, you got to, you can. I think you should be stoic, non-emotional, the majority of your time. But you're a human being. When I made the attempt to watch this entire interview with Ice Cube and these ladies, it was one of the more triggering things that it was on full display. The absolute contempt that a lot of our women have for us. Ice Cube literally said, when you say Black people, how does that not mean you? And the women, they up there. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. These ladies, look at them. One got their finger wagging. One got the smirk on their face. And then Vivica got that look on her face. And Ice Cube was like, you funky bees. How do you not consider yourself a Black person? How are you disagreeing with me about when I say Black people, that includes you too? His only damn crime was the fact that he decided to go and try to take a plan or something, an idea to Donald Trump. And later on, we're going to see what DL says about that. They're wagging their fingers in his face, over talking him, trying to little boy him. The profound lack of respect. Just a profound lack of respect.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
All right, shout out to the big homie Eric Jordan with the $2 super chat. DL Hughley is a sellout. Coon for them folks, okay? All right. Fox Soul is a sellout to them coons for them folks. Okay. Thank you for the $2 super chat on that, the big homie, Mr. Eric Jordan, on that. It's like anytime there's an opportunity to disrespect, to belittle, to disenfranchise, to marginalize, to underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize. Shout out to Joe Madison for that one. The Black Eagle. Underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize a black man, we jump all over it. You got a black man who put his credibility, his connections, he put a team behind coming up with this proposal and was able to get a seat at the table. Let me just go there. Here's one thing we know about Donald Trump. Donald Trump loves celebrities. And people bitched him on, including me, about the fact that he would only meet with entertainers, black entertainers. This man is enthralled is obsessed with celebrity culture. You use the tool that will help you get the job done. And unfortunately, sometimes with Black America, let's not pretend that we are not highly influenced by our so-called stars. Look at Miss Rachina. What's that funky broad name? Sukitana, what the hell her name is? Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. Let's not act like Beyonce. Let's not act like that we don't worship at the altar of black celeb. Let's not pretend like that's not what we do.
I mean, when you mention black people, you mentioning black women. So
Oh,
don't count yourself
no,
out. Yes,
that's
you are.
not true. That's like administration said that when they
Black people is not black women. Black women are
true.
not included in black people.
I wish Messi Mashawn was here. I'ma tell you, black women ain't black people. Then what are you then? What the hell are you then?
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Shout out to my homeboy Theo. I got something for you.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
Shout out to Theo with the Do Better podcast. Hold up, homie. I got it for you.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
It's good with the $5 super sticker, Theo. What's up, homie? Look, I got home right at the beginning of your live stream. I worked all night last night, turned it on. Normally I can watch about 10 or 15 minutes before I doze off. Man, I hit the pillow, and I don't know. I don't know, bro. So I missed your live. I have to go back and watch it while I'm at work tonight. So, y'all check out Theo in the morning, 7:30 Central Time in the morning. I've been meaning to say something to you, Theo. What the hell is wrong with you, man? Getting up that early in the morning. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. You people that can get that's right, I say you people can get up that doggone early in the morning and Theo be all smiley and giggly and happy and saluting and I'll be like, man, please. I can't do it. I can't do it at all.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Absolutely, Mr. Eric Jordan again with the $2 super chat. The Republican Party was the only one. We're going to get to that. Was the only one that talked to him, that was willing to talk to him. Look at Ice Cube's face. He's being attacked by all those damn hyenas. They're doing hyena things, as Crimson Cure would say. Hyenas.
Administration say that when they
Black
mention
people is not
minorities,
black
they
women.
make the black.
Black women are not included in black people.
No,
Come on, ladies.
2020, he had this plan. Urban Legend with Evans, you know what it is, bro? Let's talk about it. Now, I
forgot to start the countdown clock, guys. You know, we got because we only got 30 minutes for our coffee break, and you know how black folk do. We go to break early, come back late. We go to break early, come back late. We go to break early, come back late. Our break don't start till we get to our destination. Our break don't end.
in the past and back in 2020, he had this plan for Donald Trump, you know, and whatever politician really at that time, for Black America to be great, bro. He had an idea that he can do a contract with America for Black America the same way Black America, or the same way rather, Native Americans had a contract with America for certain things. Ice Cube wanted to bring something like that for Black America. Now, Vivica Fox, you know, a lot of the Claudia Jordans of the world, the D.L. Hugleys of the world, they all gave Ice Cube backlash for sitting down and meeting with Trump because Trump was actually the president. So Ice Cube felt like it would be beneficial to sit down with Trump and meet with him. They all recently, and he's responded to that backlash once again, how he felt at that time. Check out this clip from Ice Cube, and then I'm going to show you what D.L. Hughley and everybody else had to say.
If you know that you can make a difference, other people might not understand it, but, you know, I feel obligated to try. And I felt like people understand it in time, you know what I'm saying? Due time, people understand, you know. So I'm used to being able to take the bullets as.
You know, we're the only group of people, man, that's got to sit around here and we got to wait for our people to catch up. We always got to wait for us to catch up. We're the first one talking about how stupid other people are. But as a community, as a quote unquote community, if you want to, that's what you want to call us, we all should be packed on the damn short bus. Because we don't get it, we don't understand it. We gotta get when these forward-thinking people or people put their pride aside or their dislike aside and try to say, hey, we gotta focus on, you know what this reminds me of is when you got a man and a woman, they're in a relationship together, a kid comes, and then the relationships for whatever ends, and then they start bickering, arguing, and then one party tries to alienate the kid from the other party because they don't like that party. Instead of putting their bullshit aside and focusing on the child, which is the bigger issue, they want to sit there and go to war with each other over nonsense. Because somebody got their hurt feelings, and the person, the entity that suffers is the child. That's what we do when we don't like the political party that's in power. We just sit there and pick and bitch and moan, and we create problems, unnecessary problems, instead of setting the bullshit aside and dealing with the bigger picture. We are always late to the party. We are always late. Always late to the damn party. It's like 50 years of being late to the party and we're not fucking doing anything. We're still doing the same crap, behaving the same way, expecting a different outcome.
As they come in the moment, understanding that, you know, as time go on, people will understand the move. Now, you know, with that situation, with any situation, what I want people to understand is you hear about the institutions, you know, you got Democrats, you got the Republicans, you got, you know, Congress, Senate, judges, doctors, lawyers, blah, 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 police, firemen. They're all just people, man.
Right.
All these titles and shit don't mean nothing. I don't care about nobody's title. That's something people usually get a self. People cherish their little title, you know.
As a community, if the so-called Black community was a patient, was sick, we would be terminal. Black folks sitting around here don't understand that as a people, as a culture, if you want to call us that, as a community, we are terminal. We are stage 4. We are basically comfort care waiting on a miracle. And we're sitting around pretending, and this is what we're doing. Asking.
Your title. I don't care. You're a person. I'm going to talk to you. You know, and I don't get hung up on what you think.
You are in this life. You are going to have to deal with people that you don't like, that you don't agree with, to get something out of them. So let me get this straight. We all can go to work for people that are complete and utter assholes to us. But we can find a way to stay on that damn job 15, 20 years with working for people who absolutely despise the fact that you're breathing and make no bones about it when you walk in the door. We can manage to do that. But we can't set aside our issues to save the life that is Black America. We are voluntarily marching our asses back into slavery. Black women, let me tell you something. According to all the data in the research, in the next 10 years, you will be the majority of the labor in the country. You have voluntarily, because of your lack of cooperation with the productive versions of your men, you have voluntarily walked your ass back into slavery. And you think because you get a paycheck for it, that is slavery. I don't know. Black women, look around your fucking jobs. While y'all out here celebrating, there are more and more and more Black women in the labor force. How are you celebrating that as a good thing? And let's keep it a buck. As much as you would like to believe that you're strong and you can handle it and all this, that, and the third, you are not built for that for pressure. I work around nothing but women who cannot handle pressure. And just because you get to wake up the next day, or you stumble your way into fixing a problem or ignoring a problem, does not mean that you can handle the pressure. Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. But in the next 10 years, Black women will be the majority labor in this country.
You are. You know what I'm saying? I get hung up on, can I communicate with you? If you're going in the right direction, I'm going to cheer you on. If you're going in the wrong direction, I'm going to try to turn you around. And that's what it's all about, man. We so hung up on people's titles, and we don't understand it's just people. You know, we put too much, you know, people scared to talk to their doctor. Why? He's a fucking doctor. Like, he's not even, I mean, he's a doctor, but he's a man or a woman with the answers or not. ask the question.
This man, I'm so befuddled about people's reaction to to Ice Cube's attempt. It's ridiculous. Ice Cube he's something that we all should strive to be. Ice Cube is an employer of other Black people. Ice Cube is an employer of Black people from across the spectrum of disciplines, including athletics and entertainment. Ice Cube employs Black accountants, research assistants, all the way down to laborers to build sets, and engineers and electricians and plumbers. He's an employer. He's a Black employer. The man owns a basketball league that's on TV. And shout out to those other NBA players and those. I know they're retired and are coming out, putting their name, their star power behind that to do what they do. He's man, get the fuck out of here.
You know what I mean? Don't get hung up on all this stuff. So I learned that, as I matured, that not to get caught up on nobody's title. And I'm gonna talk to somebody like a man or a woman. That's my approach. The contract with Black America, everybody, after the George Floyd murder, all of America.
You know what? Hold on a second.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Shout out to my home girl, Harmonize. I know my job is slavery. I'm looking for my husband so I can get off the plantation. I understand. I don't understand why our women want to do this. I don't understand why you want to do this when you don't have to. And I talk to women all the time talking about, oh, I gotta have my own just in case he do something stupid. Y'all talk like the family law system in this country isn't on your side. If you go home and your job becomes the home and that marriage or whatever doesn't work out, you're not the one that's left in ruins. And I'm so sick of our women sitting around talking like they're the ones who are left in ruin, especially if you have the kid. Especially if you have the kid, you are never left in ruin. I don't know where the hell this narrative is popped up at, that somehow when a marriage goes south, that the woman is left in ruin. No, they leave that man in ruin. Especially when over 90% of the time the children go with you. You get the house, you get the good car, you get the alimony payment, he gotta pay the insurance, and you get child support. What are you talking about? You get left in the ruin if I gotta do this because I don't wanna, if he act up, I gotta have my own. Newsflash, in this country, you marry a man, especially if he has more resources than you, the court system will confiscate every piece of his insurance, of his resources, and give it to you. Y'all ain't been watching The Lead Attorney? Good Lord. Good grief. Ice Cube is out here trying to do something for us. Can we please simply, every black man, every now and again, when he put his neck on the line, should hear this.
Acknowledge me.
Instead of trying to take his damn head off, please
acknowledge me.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Thank you, Theo from the Do Better podcast with that $10 super chat. Acknowledge me. Oh, I didn't know that's what that said. I was just doing. Well, I'm glad I could make your day, bro. On that one. Glad I could make your day. Yes. Why are you anticipating the marriage? And because they always do, and they want to talk shit about a man talking about his talking about a prenup. When a man with resources talks about a prenup, the first thing the woman gonna say is, "Why do you think it's gonna end? Why do you think it's gonna end? If you need to work yourself into an early grave, that's his job to work yourself into an early grave and leave you set up. That's his job. Why do you want to do that? No other culture does that in this country. Do what our women are doing. Brian from Smoke and Talk. Yes, men take all the risk in everything. We take all the risk. You know, we take all the risk. This is crazy.
To do something different and make amends for.
And let me explain something to y'all. We're not complaining about the fact that we take all the risk. We know that since we're little boys. We know since we're little boys what our job is. And all we ask in a little return, just for a little return from our women is to do what?
Acknowledge me.
That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for in return. We know we get the short end of the stick.
You know, really cutting us out of the financial flow and system of things. And but everybody was really focused on police brutality. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be a broader conversation and talk about everything.
He's talking about the George Floyd, what happened right after the George Floyd incident. Do you know what happened right after the George Floyd incident? Black folk got finessed by a group, by a gang, by the Alphabet Gang. And they disguised themselves. They took a slogan, Black Lives Matter, which is a factual slogan, and they took that and made a grift out of it. And enriched themselves. And whatever money that they did give away, it wasn't to advance our cause. It was to advance the LBG, the Alphabet Gang cause. We got fleeced. We got fleeced.
That is plaguing us in America. And so that's where the contract with Black America came from. Now, I put it out, July 1st. Everybody wanted to talk to me. I didn't call Democrats and say, did you see what I dropped? Check for me. I didn't call the Republicans. It's like, did you see that contract with Black America? It wasn't really for that. It was for everybody to look at it, dissect it, add to it, subtract from it, debate it, understand it, and where
the way he's describing it, he's describing it as an outline or a foundation that can be built on, and instead of someone other than him or people who have the political savvy to get it moved forward, instead of them coming to see what maybe he has an idea that we don't have, instead of that happening, they just trashed him. Ice Cube, Mr. Friday, Mr. NWA.
wherever they can use it, they could to better a bill or get grant money or whatever that you needed this for. You needed this information for. You could use it like you could use a dictionary, you know. So everybody called me. I went to talk to the people that wanted to talk to me, and that's all that was done.
And that's the think for yourself. Was that concept?
All right, man. So there you have it. That's what Ice Cube had to say about all the backlash he received about the contract for Black America. I'm going to show you a clip of what D.L. Hughley had to say when he went in on Ice Cube back then about this whole situation. This is what D.L. Hughley had to say, and this is what Ice Cube is really responding to. Check it out.
Black person after black person after black person after black person ruin themselves on the altar of Trump with nothing in return, and Ice Cube is the latest one. The Platinum Plan. When I heard it, it was insulting from the gate. Why didn't they have the spinning rims plan?
Why was it insulting? You're being nitpicky. Really? Oh.
We have a third wave of COVID coming right now, and he's meeting with the dude that gave us 3 Fridays. You can always...
I mean, do you see undervalue, underestimate, marginalize? That's what DL just did to Ice Cube in a few seconds. Undervalue, underestimate, and marginalized. And we sit up here and we talk to our Black women about using shaming language. And sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Please tell me that DL just did not do that in a few seconds. Shamed him, insult him. He thinks he's right. Guilted him and think he's right. This very thing that we fuss at our women about, DL did to another Black man, and this Black man, DL, I'm sorry to tell you, he walked the walk. You're up here talking the talk.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the...
Shout out to Eric Jordan again. What's up, brother? Thank you for all of the support. Democrat Shield. I actually call them Demorats. Demorats. That's what I call them. Demorats. Try to shield, trying to keep these they're selling out coons monkey while everybody else don't get nothing. Absolutely. Eric Jordan again with the $2. So with the $7, brother, thank you. Black Lives Matter, aka Buy Large Mansions we got. Look, I got something for you for that one, brother. Here we go. Demorats. Yeah, that's what I call them, Coon Lee. And thanks, brother, missed you yesterday. Demorats. That's exactly what the hell they are. They're the rats in the house.
Tell the seriousness and import of the meeting based on who is in there. Based on what the topic at hand is. Yes, people are right when they say we have a lot of problems. We need a seat at the table. But we need the right people at the table. We need people from education.
We need somebody at the table that can get to the damn table. DL. Sometimes you... So what's the alternative, DL? If they're not willing to meet with whom you determine to be an excellent representation for us, if they're not willing to meet with them, what do? Not engage in the conversation? Not make the attempt? Is that what you're telling us to do?
Education, from finance, from medicine, from medical, from prison reforms, sociology. People who have done this for a living and not made a couple of banging albums. Let me ask.
Come on, man.
Why is it that you will meet with Ice Cube, but you will not meet with the Congress to get a stimulus plan passed? Why is it you won't meet with Joe Biden in another debate, but you'll meet with Ice Cube? Why is it that you will not meet with the people who are trying to stem the coronavirus, but you'll meet with Ice Cube? And I'll tell you what it is. Out of all these meetings he's had with these black people, why are they always actors, comedians, rappers, and athletes?
Because Donald Trump is obsessed with celebrity. It was celebrity culture. And as much as we don't like to admit some things, that's how we're seen. That's how we're seen. That is our image. That is our national narrative. You may not like it. I don't like it, but that's our national narrative. Until we get our shit together, until we pull our homes back together, until we get our women back in line with each other, with us, until I think I keep saying the next Civil War shouldn't be black folk versus white folk. It should be black folk versus black folk. Because we have let the worst of our kind run our narrative. We are overrun. We are infested with fuckery. Let me see something real quick. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I got something. We are absolutely overrun with the fuckery. We are overrun. And we embrace it. And so if you don't like the fact that the political power structure only sees an athlete and entertainer as something that we, something of influence for us, change the damn narrative. And we can't change the narrative because we are fucking fractured. We are fractured. The baby mama culture, the Sukimakas of the world, and especially when you got a woman like, what's her name? The Congresswoman, Maxine Waters, talking about her favorite song is WAP. 80 years old, she ain't had a WAP in 40 years. The fuckery that is black, quote unquote, black culture right now.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
$5 from E. Jones, brother. I appreciate you. Salute, brother, and thanks for your service. That's such a very empty thing to say, I think, at times. Always someone trying to tell you what you do when you're already doing it. DL needs to give props and shut up. Sometimes, yes. And I told you, I'm a big fan of DL. If he shows up in my home city tomorrow, I'm going to see him tomorrow. Love DL. I just disagree with his assessment on this right now. I absolutely do. His assessment is way the fuck off. All right, guys, our coffee break is over. But before we leave, I just got to leave with one more word. This is the theme of the day.
Look, man, I know you done learned the whole mess of shit hustling out on the street, right? Let me tell you what I learned while working on my job.
Thank you.
There are two types of people. Those that talk the talk and those that walk the walk. People who walk the walk, they sometimes talk the talk, but most of the time they don't talk at all because they're walking. Now, people who talk the talk, when it come time for them to walk, you want to know what they do?
What's that?
They talk people like me in the walking form.
Kunli, no. It's going to be about a couple weeks before I do an evening one, about 2 weeks, before I can get back to an evening one because of my schedule. But I'm going to leave that right there. Those that walk the walk, walk the walk. Sometimes those that walk the walk talk, but they don't do much talking because they're busy walking. And those that talk the talk, you know what they do? They talk people like me, the walkers, into doing the walking form. We got to stop jumping people who are out there doing the walking. We got to stop. If we're not willing to get out there and walk with them, we got to stop jumping them for doing so.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all these parts, add them to my kingdom. Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. For my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in.